Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and if you'd like to apply to be a guest in the show, just head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to Apply. All right, so today I have Chinmoy Barua on the line, and he's a founder and CEO over at CHIPX Global. Chinmoy, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Adam.
All right, so we got a lot to talk about today. So we're definitely going to get into ChipX Global, and we're going to be talking about AI efficiency. We're going to get into semiconductor supply chain. I mean, we got a lot to cover today. But to get us kicked off, we'll start this episode with what we like to call our Mission Matters Minute. So Chinmoy, at Mission Matters, our aim and our goal is to amplify stories for entrepreneurs, for executives, for experts. That's what we do. Chinmoy, what mission matters to you?
For me, impact is very important.
Hmm.
And that's where we at CHIPX Global are delivering to our customers, plus also at the same time setting up a standard in what we deliver from carbon footprint, plus also reducing the emissions of the chips that we deliver. And this is very unique for us because right now, as we can see, the compute with the rising demand in the compute power, there's a demand
Hmm.
in a way to race against the supply. And for us, it's what we have done is very impressive because we have been able to reduce the emissions plus the energy consumption of the chips that has been produced. Plus these chips operate at a very low temperature, and these chips are very have got high operational life. And the uniqueness of is that our goal, how we can achieve the same work done by the same class of the chips of our competitors compared to what we can do with fewer number of chips. So this proves that we can achieve and deliver the work done to achieve the same level of compute power with ChipX chips compared to our competitors. And this is a good example that in this today's world where we can see the word green tech is something is totally going down, but we are still proving that no, you can still be in the same position, but sticking to your values.
Yeah, that's great. Love bringing mission-based individuals on to share, why they do what they do, how they're doing it, and really what we can all learn from that. So great to have you on. We're going to definitely go further into what you're doing at ChipX and even how you got the idea for the company, and we'll get into your mission further. But before we do that, I mean, I see the title founder. Were you always an entrepreneur, or like where'd that come from?
Kind of an entrepreneur plus also kind of a, let's say, a student. But my whole journey, I'm born and brought up in India, but eventually I've been to my graduate studies at the University of Manchester, where I did my graduate studies, plus also I did my further research at the UK National Center for Advanced Material Science and Engineering.
Hmm.
And this has given me a stage where I can prove myself, plus also I can deliver in what I'm very good at. And this is where I ended up meeting some of the very coolest people. And that's
Hmm.
where everything started, how we want to go ahead in the industry. Plus then we gradually started expanding our operations to Taiwan, and we have a fantastic team today in Taiwan where we have got some of the best engineers where they are working with us for designing the chips plus also manufacturing the chips. For me, the word entrepreneurship is something that is in my blood and vein, and I always try to be in a position where I want to learn more. I
Hmm.
want to learn more. I'm not a person where stick to some solution and get satisfied with the results. So I'm a problem solver. So I think this has pushed me to the threshold to
Yeah.
build this amazing company today.
Where did this idea for ChipX Global come from? I mean, with your skill set, lots of different things you could have done. What was it? Do you remember the moment, or was it a progression? Like, where did this idea come from for ChipX Global?
Yes. So initially, the idea was I wouldn't have thought about to start a company like
Hmm.
this because when you go to this high tech industry, especially if you will rarely see such a highly experienced team today, very such a kind of a startup and a growing company. And I mean, I came across as I said, some very good people who have helped me across the journey. One of my very good co-founder, Alicia, who has been private equity investor in Chupax, and being having her plus also the other people. I mean, it has helped me to probably get to a stage where I realize that where I'm good at, and that's where everything flourish into the phase of where I think this is the best time to
Mm.
get the things out of the lab to the commercial,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where we are right now,
So,
getting everything streamlined and getting to the market.
what do you think ChipX's advantage or unique place in the market lies? Like, where's that? Where do you think the advantage is?
We have got, before I jump into the advantage, what separates us from our other competitors. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, there's chip design, packaging, and fabrication. These are the three key pillars of the whole semiconductor industry.
Mm-hmm.
What we are doing is that we are doing a bottom to top approach, that is going from doing the packaging first,
Mm-hmm.
and then designing the wafer, and then going to the chip design at the end. But in the industry, you will see first they design the chip and then they integrate the chip on the wafer, and then you go to the packaging. So there's top to bottom and bottom to top. The advantage, the packaging is always called back-end manufacturing,
Mm-hmm.
and chip design, fabrication. These are all about front-end manufacturing. There are a lot of players in the front-end manufacturing, but we are into the back-end manufacturing, and this has separates us with all of our other part competitors, because we have solved the most difficult problem in
Mm-hmm.
pack. That's something how we want to visualize plus approach the whole industry, and this has given us, because we as you it's all about, if you spend much of your time at the hardest problem at the hardest level,
Yeah.
then the next part of the life of the particular project, it becomes easy, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what we need. And that makes us very separate, because first, our chips have got better operational life.
Mm-hmm.
Second, the materials that we are using in our chips are resilient and they can be recyclable.
Mm-hmm.
So that means we are circular in nature. And fourth, we have got better thermal management. So that
Mm-hmm.
means these chips can even withstand a high temperature of more than 1000 degrees centigrade. So basically, it ticks all the boxes that is required for current highly volatile, high compute demand of the chips that goes into these most advanced GPUs, and eventually these GPUs are being integrated into the data centers, which is the world of
Mm-hmm.
the moment we can see AI or not AI. What we
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah.
Talk to me about the rollout and really your plans for expansion. Like, give me a little bit of the playbook.
Yeah, so currently we are doing a very rapid expansion of the company. We are based in Taiwan, we are based in Malaysia. We have started expanding our footprints to Japan. And hopefully next year, first half of the year, we have got very extensive and joint venture announcements from the US that is also on the way, in the process. We are working on that. In terms of the global expansion, we are going to be announcing in the next couple of weeks ahead, in December, early December, a gigafactory. And in
Mm.
this gigafactory, we are going to be designing one of the world's most advanced wafers that has ever built. And this is
Wow.
going in Asia. These are going to be the world's most advanced wafers, which are 8-inch wafers, 200 millimeter wafers. And you cannot produce chips without the wafers. And that's where we come in. So we have the best wafers.
That's exciting, Chinmoy, right?
Yeah, that's exciting for us,
That's
because that's
very
where,
exciting. I mean, that's a lot of work to get to that point. Yeah,
yeah, that's where, I mean, that's something that keeps us. I mean, it's not about that we have only the chip business, but
of
also we
course.
have the
Hmm.
paper business, where you need the wafers to cut the wafers into chips.
Hmm. Hmm.
And that's where we come in, guys. So this is where when we talk to partners and customers, I used to say, like, guys, we're building not only the chip side, we are building the most advanced wafer fab in the world. And
Hmm.
this is going to be in Asia. We have the most high-tech fab, the greenest fab. We are going to use green energy. We are going to use green hydrogen. We are going to use wind, solar, everything to make
Hmm.
it sustainable. And this is what we are going to be doing with one of the largest semiconductor company in the world, without mentioning their name at this stage.
Hmm.
And this is going to be very unique for us, because because these 8-inch wafers that we are going to be, it's not that we are going to be producing, we are already producing, but
Yeah.
at a massive scale, that will set the bar for us, because there are a lot of customers who are knocking into our door right now who wants to buy these wafers.
Mm.
And we are going to use gallium nitride on silicon carbide,
Mm.
which is very another interesting part of our story, because because right now TSMC, they are only focused on silicon wafers, because they are supplying this to Nvidia. But we are into compound semiconductors. When I say compound semiconductors, that means gallium nitride and silicon carbide. And these particular compound semiconductors have got applications in RF electronics, or maybe power electronics, and then other forms of automotive industry, sensors, and high performance computing. So we are in a very big rollout, and this is something we are doing a press release very, very soon.
I love it. This is great. As we go into 2026, what do you see some of the, I know there'll be many, but like what's on your mind? What are some of the challenges and hurdles that you need to overcome to execute on something this massive?
The challenge here is not about that there will be two different challenges. The one is
Hmm.
the scaling is always a problem because you might have seen probably right now, even if you
Hmm.
want to buy the most advanced GPUs in the world, you can have $1 million in your bank account, but you cannot buy them
Yeah.
because you need to be on the waiting list probably.
Hmm.
So, and then that will take probably 2 years even.
Hmm.
It's the so first of all, it's going to be the upscaling of the upstream is very significantly difficult because of the right technical expertise. And you cannot just let anyone just to go to the inside the clean room and then say that, oh yeah, I know how to run the instrument. No, it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
Something we see as we see as a very big challenge. Second is going to be the regulatory side.
Mm.
And regulatory side is something that when it comes to different jurisdictions, I mean, I can sell a wafer to you today or to anyone, but the U.S. customs will be after me or any other, especially the U.S.
Mm.
customs and different regulatory part that needs to be done and in compliance so that I need to know who is my end buyer here.
Yeah.
And it's all about knowing your customer is very, very important. So this is very, very significantly important. So come, and this takes time. This might take months. This might take a year. Even if
Mm.
you might probably have ticked the jackpot of getting the offtake, but even if you don't clear this thing, your offtake will be hanging around. So this is something two of the challenges. But other than that, financially we see it is the most amazing market to raise the capital, even though there's a loophole of the bubble, but we don't
Yeah.
see ourselves, even though the bubble burst, we don't see ourselves getting affected by any of this bubble buzz that is going on in the market.
Mm. Well, Chinmoy, this is exciting. This is a great story, one that I'm happy to bring to my audience. It's been awesome having you on the show. I love it. Love to bring entrepreneurs and executives on the line that are sharing how they're changing the world. So this is good stuff. How do people follow the journey? How do they follow along? How do they learn more about ChipX Global or yourself as an entrepreneur?
They can follow us on LinkedIn. They
Hmm.
can visit our website, and there'll be more will be visible in different journals and different other media platforms very
Hmm.
soon. And also, in order to know about me, they can easily go and search my name and follow me on my weekly and daily updates.
Fantastic. And for everybody listening, just so you know, we'll definitely put some links in the show notes so you can just click on the links and head right on over and check out ChipX Global and also Chinmoy. And speaking of the audience, if this is your first time with Mission Matters and you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe or follow button. This is a daily show. Each and every day, we're bringing you new content, new ideas, and hopefully new inspiration to help you along the way on your journey as well. So again, hit that subscribe or follow button. And Chinmoy, thanks again for coming on the show.
Thank you, Adam.